Starting the coffee with a battery-powered milk frother using the Vortex method. One of the ways to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, mud water. This is great. I love it. It's basically masala chai with mushrooms. So it's kind of a nootropic. Good for the brain. Some say it's a coffee alternative. I don't think it's a coffee alternative. It will never replace coffee for me. But I do like it. And I will have a cup of bulletproof coffee. Probably later in the morning, most likely. Diogenes, a Greek philosopher in the 3rd century, walked around the city with a lantern in broad daylight. When people asked what he was doing and what he was looking for, he replied, "I'm looking for an honest man." Wouldn't that be great if somebody walked around Washington, D.C. with a lantern, like they were looking for something in the dark, and someone came up to them and said, "What are you looking for?" And they said, "An honest man." Somebody needs to be Diogenes today. My love must be kind of a blind love. I can't see anyone but you. The Flamingos, 1959. Carly Simon came up with the phrase, "clouds in my coffee," on a cross-country flight. She explained, "Clouds in my coffee are the confusing aspects of life and love." And she certainly did have them. That which you can't see through, yet seems alluring until it's like a mirage that turns into a dry desert. I have no idea what she means, but it sounds interesting, and it made for a good song. Francis says, "Who wouldn't want to buy a villa in Tuscany? And with the way my life is going, that would be a terrible idea." Catherine says, "A terrible idea. Don't you just love those?" You know, that sounds good in a book, doesn't it? Makes for a funny line in a movie. The reality is there are people who see bad ideas and then are attracted to them. What is it inside your brain that makes a bad idea look like a good thing? Or sees a person that is a horrible match for you and say, "Get over here"? There's a crazy politician in Poland who's trying to implement a meat tax. A meat tax. I told you this was coming. I will lose all my romanticism about Poland if they keep this shit up, and if they are so obsessed with being slaves to governmental and ideological entities. I'll say it until I don't want to say it anymore. Stay strong, Poland. In Hungary, we need you. The world needs you. If you treat me nicely, I'll treat you nicer. If you're rude to me, put your headgear on. Here it comes. Robert Conrad, who just died this past weekend at 84 years old. Good actor. Kind of a tough guy actor. My one gym upgraded their equipment from Life Fitness to Matrix machines. It's like night and day. Truly fluid, natural movements with a natural range of motion. I do like Life Fitness, but I love Matrix machines. I'll give you an example. The shoulders machine, when it goes up, the Life Fitness is just up and then down. It's like clunk, clunk. Okay. It's still I can put a moderate amount of weight on it, and I'm not really hurting my joints. But the matrix machines, they go up at an arc almost, and then down. So the movement is kind of like an arc. So it's up, down, rather than gung, 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 gung. And I find that for my joints, which is probably the most, they're not fragile, they're the most vulnerable and susceptible components of my body at my age, at any age actually. And I find that when a lift is easier and safer on the joints, I am more likely to do it and do it more often. Yeah. Years of working out, many years of working out in athletics have built up my musculature quite nicely. But having extra body fat makes me look softer. So all I have to do is decrease the body fat, and people start saying, wow, you've been working out. I haven't gained any more muscle. It's just that I look leaner. Half the people that you watch on YouTube just have lower body fat. It's not so much the muscle, but it's the body fat that makes a person look like they've been working out. There's one guy, he's so ripped, and by ripped, I mean just low body fat, that you just see the strands of his muscles. And not to be confused with being fit. Seriously, low body fat does not mean you're fit. And some people, to me, he looks like a anatomical model that he looks like something you see in anatomy and physiology class, like a body you would dissect. He looks like a Body Works exposition. I think that's very unattractive. Body weight squats, push-ups, maybe in between 2 bales of hay, chair dips, and I get a really nice pump. I mean, I just fill out, looks good. What's weird is the white beard and the white hair doesn't match the body in the summertime. If I'm out on the beach, it's kind of crazy. I end up with a 30-year-old body and a 60-year-old head. It's just kind of an odd look sometimes because the body is young and in shape, shapely, muscular. The head and the face, the beard is 60. Still not a bad problem, right? There's worse things. Here's a controversial thing. I encouraged another man to make himself more desirable to his wife by taking care of and optimizing his temple, the temple of the Holy Spirit. Because sex, here's the controversial part, is a means of grace. You might say, what? Imagine making love to your wife and she becomes closer to God because you and the temple are on point, in shape, and helping her feel great. And all she can do is praise God. Sex as a means of grace. Controversial, I know. Your opinions about things will change, grow, or transform when your circumstances change. Hence my Can Men and Women Be Friends video that I did the other day, 3 years after the first one. You are a different person in different circumstances now than you were 3 years ago. I'm saying that about myself. Can men and women be friends? They can be friendly. I used to say this, men and women can be friends if they have sex first, because you release the sexual tension. But morally, is that right? I asked that question. I had to ask that question. It is very difficult. We were created to have sexual tension. That's why you have to protect your relationship and protect your marriage. It's super important. Can men and women be friends? I don't think they can. I think they can be friendly, cordial, encouraging, but I don't think, first of all, the best place to be that is in your marriage or relationship. Outside of that, encouragement should start in the home. If you are encouraging and friendly to a member of the opposite sex outside the home, you have to make sure that the sexual tension is not there if you're honest with yourself. Let's just get real. This is the college of common sense and the home of sanity, clarity, and reason. And I'm not going to lie to you. Since that video was done 3 years ago, my opinion has changed because my circumstances have changed. And that's okay. I didn't waste my time watching the movie Marriage Story because I see that everywhere I go, live and in person. Why do I want to see it on the silver screen? Not interested. I don't care how the acting is. Show me a movie with two people who have a good marriage. Now there's an idea. I don't know about you, but I'm praying for Jordan Peterson. He started a dialogue when everyone else was just bitching about life. And I like what he did. Four years ago this week was the first time that I told you 2016 is the year that you get unstuck. And I say it every year. That's the theme. You're unstuck. I am your online virtual mentor. 2020 is the year that you get unstuck. It was only 12 noon on Saturday, and I was called a fascist, a Nazi, a homophobe, a racist, and Putin's puppet. First thing I thought was, sounds like somebody was watching the BBC, Reuters, and surfing Twitter a little bit too much. In real life, no one uses that language. Only on Twitter. Working out, your muscles ache. A good ache, that's good. Working out and your joints ache, that's bad. The biggest difference between working out at 60 and working out at 30. I'm not as enthusiastic about putting more plates on the bar as quickly. I would rather increase reps than put more weight on the bar. I'm sore. I had a great workout on Saturday. Upper body and a full body circuit. But yesterday I was quivering. I was quivering on Saturday. Yesterday just sore. Today aware of the body. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll be working out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday this week. If it doesn't feel good, it's probably not good for you. It might be good if it's a physical discipline like stretching or exercise like we just talked about. But pain and discomfort is nature's way of saying no, don't go there. In regards to people, when it comes to pain, the answer is always no. No one ever says, don't work out because tomorrow you're going to be sore. What if we started actually giving a crap about people and said, don't date her? Don't date him because tomorrow you're going to be sore. You're going to be in pain, or next year you're going to be in pain. Why don't we do that with people? Some do, but most of the time they won't listen. So in regards to people, the answer is always no to pain. No. Never go there. Look at your struggles. You're disrupting arguments. It's because you went where you shouldn't go. Learn to say no. Why does the farmer put a plow in hard, empty soil? Because he sees the full harvest in his mind before the plow even gets near the soil. Jim Rohn. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm, but most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you love. Frank Sinatra, 1964. The sponsor of today's show and all of the shows is Tactical Soap, the Grondike Soap Company. I use the soap daily. It's a high-fat soap that doesn't dry my skin out. I wash my beard with it. It's a pheromone-infused soap, and they also have a beard oil. I don't know if they have the beard oil in stock. I'm going to have to check. It's something I use every day. If you use Sultan, you'll get a 20% discount. It's the biggest discount you can get on the web. I want freedom for you and not slavery. Most of what the socialist minds think is liberation truly is nothing but shackles. People are silently begging to be led. I do believe that. Sometimes that is confused with being dominated. I want you to seek true freedom, not just go to a different master. Some people go from pizza to fitness, being fat, overweight, and eating all the wrong stuff, to being a slave to the gym. Some people say, well, is that a bad thing? It can be. It can be if that rules your life. I've seen that happen with a lot of single women where they just start going to the gym and it's like gym life. It's weird, and they start to look more masculine the more they lose their curves, they lose their softness, and it's just the pendulum going in the other direction. That's all it is. Happens more with women than with men. 9 out of 10 times when a man refers to a woman as his friend, that means that they have had sex, but didn't have enough of the other stuff in common to actually be a couple. The error of the red pill lens. You're not going to hear this from the people that are just always red-pilled. The true definition of friendship is when two people, side by side, are looking at the same object and being stirred and entranced by it together. A secret thread that runs through the movies, books, art, music, pastimes, ideas, and scenery that most deeply moves us. When we meet another person who shares this thread with us, there is potential for real friendship. However, true friendship cannot happen when a hate or repulsion of something brings them together. This is why the red pill community can never be effective with men. You hate women? You had a bad experience with women? Wow, me too. We must be friends. I've seen strange friendships form based upon dislike and hatred for women. Not a good foundation. Not a good foundation at all. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, the home of sanity, clarity, and reason.